see me hold and that's why. Hey, everybody. Good morning. We're a little early in the East Coast. West Coast, you're not even up. We wanted to get this recorded. You can see I don't have the shirt on. I'm just I'm in the fan zone right now, but that's okay because this is an interview. And when I do these interviews, I don't think a tie is what other creators want. They want to kind of hang out with a fellow creator. They want to have that experience. And Shaun's a great creator all the way from Australia. What part of Australia?
I'm from Victoria, so I'm down the bottom in the east. So,
yeah, we learned recently that he's barely ever seen any kangaroos, guys. Don't ask him about kangaroos. It's a sore subject with him. Don't do it. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be recording something for the news that will happen at 11 today. So we're going to be breaking it into 5 3-minute segments. One of those is going to be watching a video. You will watch the video with us live right now while we're doing the interview, so you guys are watching this. But later, what we'll do is we'll pipe in a different video that, everyone will see the same video, but it won't be recorded. Basically, all that matters is on my end. It makes sense. Let's call it. Like, I'm talking to everyone right now like you guys got to know. You're all like, okay, Rob, no. You don't need to know this part. I got you. We'll take care of it. But so we're going to start the interview right now. So if you see me holding up a pen during this, that's a marker for me because I'll be using, so you know, the OBS system to actually record these segments into smaller segments using StreamYard. For those who don't know, you can only put about a 5-minute clip in StreamYard, but depending on the quality of the video, it could be as little as 3 minutes. So we're going to break these all into 3 minutes. So when I wave this is a reminder for me that I'm going to be starting to do it. So, and I'm just going to hold that up real quick. And that's so I know that that was the last time I used the pen by accident or just a display. So now I know the next time I hold up a pen, it means to start recording. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so this is how the interview will go. And later you can come watch at 11 to see how it actually shows up on the news. And with me today, I am excited to introduce someone I've been friends with for a long time, watched his career. Go ahead and tell the world who you are.
G'day, guys. My name is Shaun Keenan. I own a publishing company in Australia called COMiX to Movies. We've got the #1 selling independent comic book called the Extreme Champion Tournament. And then we've got a couple of other series, which is a sci-fi series called Terra Olympus, a horror book called Dead Man's Land, and then we've got another 2 series that should come out by the end of this year, which is pretty exciting.
Now, you also have like this amazing crossover opportunity right now with this Kickstarter. Can you explain that to us a little bit?
Yeah, so my comic book series, as I mentioned, is the Extreme Champion Tournament. So I've been doing that for about five years now, and it's been our best selling and our main title. But I've got this opportunity with a video game company to do a crossover with my characters in the actual video game, and we're trying to work out how we would go about promoting and getting XCT fans excited about the video game. And we come up with the idea of, well, why not do a XCT and Infinity Heroes is the game crossover? So we come up with a cool concept where Spartacus is thrown into the Infinity Heroes universe and is now in the heat of battle between all of these different factions that he's got no idea about, and like, what the hell's going on? So yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that. Congratulations. You're actually taking an indie property and crossing it over with the gaming. They're an indie gaming. Would that be accurate?
Correct. Yeah. So they've got two games out. They had a really successful one that came out in 2012 called Infinity Wars, and then Infinity Heroes is kind of spun off on that. So the actual video game is like your Hearthstone or your Magic the Gathering style card game, but in digital format. So on either your PC, Android, or iPhone. So.
Well, I'm impressed. Let me tell you, I don't see many games crossing over. So what I think we should do right now, why don't we get right into watching that amazing video? Because you guys have a video for the actual Kickstarter right now, and it explains more about that. So why don't we take a minute and go look at that video? And right now, I'm marking down the time so you guys know. So you guys also learn how some of these things are done. Because I know everyone's always like, Rob, how do you do these videos and stuff? So that's it. Held up a pen. I now know, and I'm marking the times. So later when I'm doing the film editing, we'll do the times. And what we'll do right now is we'll watch it. Now, upload directly on Kickstarter. Drag the videos down. I'm sure Shaun doesn't care. They all said yes to my terms to promote it. So I
did.
Now, if I play the video in the background on YouTube, it looks choppy. And you saw the show yesterday, so you know what I mean. Look at how much it looks when we do it this way.
Join Spartacus in his most epic adventure yet. Traveling through an interdimensional portal, the paragon of the Extreme Champion Tournament collides with the Infinity Multiverse in a limited series where you get to vote and influence the story.
G'day guys, Shaun Keenan here, creator of the Extreme Champion Tournament. We are here on Kickstarter again to fund XCT Infinity, the industry's first ever Australian crossover between acclaimed comic series XCT and video game multiverse Infinity Wars.
Hi, I'm Alfie Coyle, founder and creative director of Lightmare Studios. The Infinity Multiverse is one with a rich history, experienced in video game form through Infinity Wars and Infinity Heroes by almost 1 million players over the last 8 years, and has some truly amazing and unique characters and factions. Death Witch cults, Zen monks, bloodthirsty knights on motorcycles, cyborg zombies, even genocidal tech angels. It's a place where truly anything could happen. When the idea of Spartacus being pulled from his universe into a wormhole and thrown into these new worlds became plausible, as either an actuality or perhaps just a really wild dream of his after a drunken night, we knew it was just something we just needed to create.
So what can you get as rewards? Well, this is a crossover with a video game company, so we have everything from your standard digital and physical versions of the comic to the video game Infinity Heroes, the Hero Unlock deck packs. To top it all off, we've even got a Become Your Hero or villain in the comic and game itself. I know, cool right? So what are you waiting for? Back now. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video and our amazing new series, XCT Infinity. Now, we hope that if you pledge and your support, that's greatly appreciated. But if you can share this around on social media, tell your friends, scream it from the rooftop, that will go a long way in us reaching our goal. Till next time, this is Shaun Keenan.
And that is amazing. I absolutely love what you did there with that video. That was a good video, actually. Like, there's a lot to cover, you know? I mean, that's not an easy one to just say, hey guys, here's a comic book. How did that relationship begin?
Well, I have to say first, before I jump in and answer that question, that I have to say thank you to Kickstarter Pause, because I was part of that for XCT Fractured World, our last Kickstarter, and I learned so much from doing Kickstarter Pause. And I've done a lot of Kickstarters and Kickstarter videos, but this one by far is the best one that I've done, and it is because I had feedback from other people that were on that show and people that had watched that show and had commented on that thread. So I have to say thank you very much first, because that video is in part of you know, some of the feedback and that you've provided me previously. So thank you.
And now it's pause for anyone who's wondering. The show just changed its name to involve everybody and become inclusive.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, back and forth. But yeah, The relationship started at a comic convention, as a lot of these things do. They were there promoting the beta version of their video game. They'd done or were doing a Kickstarter to raise funds for their video game Infinity Heroes, and Alfie, the owner of the business, Lightmare Studios, he was walking around the show floor trying to look at IP that he could bring into the game. So he walked past my table and saw all my XCT comics, and was quite impressed with the quality of them. And we got chatting, and we talked about transferring XCT into his video game, and then it evolved from there.
That's pretty cool, the fact that you get to team up. But was there sort of a feeling of how were these different worlds translate into each other? Were there any big discussions on how to, because it's two different realms now coming together, correct?
Correct. And with XCT, it's been very based in reality. And the last thing I wanted to kind of do was kind of break my own universe rules, just for the sake of doing something. And I think that's where a lot of IP can be let down if you're not, staying true to your characters and your universe and everything like that. So for us, we did have a really good conversation back and forth, because I was like, okay, well, I want to see how this will work. And with their storyline, they had all of these portals opening up in their video game, and this is how all of these factions are actually linking up and facing off against each other. So they're saying, well, how about we have this portal open up in your universe, and he gets transferred across to our universe. So I was like, okay, I like that idea, because that keeps within the reality of my universe, and then gives him a plausible reason why he's going to be in this universe. So we're excited now to tell an actual good story within their universe, featuring both characters.
And that is what's most important, is the ability to make something that's compelling and interesting. Have you gotten to see your characters kind of come alive in a game system yet? Is that something you've been able to peek your eyes on?
Yeah, the first time I got the beta code to have a play around with Spartacus, I was supposed to be working, and I was like, look, I'll just jump in for 15 minutes, have a little bit of a test, and then jump back out. And an hour later, I was still playing with Spartacus and all the other cards that comes with his deck. So it's not a game I would usually play. So I was surprised at how quickly I was hooked on the gameplay. I was quite impressed. And even with the cards, they actually animated the cards as well. So that was really cool to see these cards like moving, and every time you do a certain move, like, Spartacus does something, or the dragon roars, or all cool stuff like that. So
let me ask you a question. One of the things going around right now is people talking about the importance of a dollar. And for those who don't know, on this show, we spend a lot of time talking about the importance of a dollar. How much does it matter on Kickstarter if someone even just backs you for $1?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of reasons why that's really, really important. One is the whole algorithm side of things, in regards to having, a certain amount of backers each day, the amount of money you raise, and all that type of thing. But then from an indie creator, a dollar goes a long way for us. Like, every single dollar counts towards us, being able to create something, being able to produce more rewards, produce more content, and that dollar goes a long way, because it's not an extra dollar that we're trying to kind of fund ourselves, which we do a lot of. Whenever we come to Kickstarter, most of our book is already completed prior to coming to Kickstarter, and we pay our artists, our writers, our letterers, our colorists, our editors, all those type of things. So we outlay all that money first, and then are trying to kind of recoup back some of it. But $1 goes a long way.
And that's amazing that you actually acknowledge that and understand that. You've definitely been someone who's paid attention to the entire industry. I've watched you grow, change, pivot when you needed to. What's for your 15 minutes of fame today, what can you help other people learn from you that you wish you had known earlier in your career?
I think the saying that I always say is to get comfortable at being uncomfortable. Growth comes from when you're in a position where you're uncomfortable. So if you can actually become comfortable in those positions, you'll go a lot further. And I think I didn't do a lot of things because it made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't do videos because I didn't really like to get in front of a camera. But the best way to connect with people, the best way to for people to understand who you are, what you're passionate about, and that type of thing is to be able to do a video. So I've started to put myself in positions where I'm continually uncomfortable, but I've noticed that from there I've been able to grow and been able to really push the boundaries of what I create and what I thought were my boundaries.
All right, my friend, our time is up, but give him one last pitch. Give him a reason to back it. So give him that elevator pitch.
So XCT Infinity is the first Australian crossover between a video game and XCT, the acclaimed series. $1 goes a long way. It is a fantastic action-packed series. And on top of that, in between each issue, you get to vote on the direction of the series. So you can actually alter the course of the story, which has never been done before in an indie series either.
I want to thank you for your time all the way from Australia. So awesome. You'll have to be back on the show. Come try to play Backer Paws. Maybe we'll put Backer Paws in a special time zone just for you, just so you could be part of it.
Definitely. I'd love to be a part of it again.
And, we all learn from each other. I'm so happy to hear that you got something from that program. The whole point of that program was to be educational in the end. Yes, it was to get everyone to watch our shows because we've been doing something with crowdfunding for years. This was a moment where it was like, let's make it fun. And I'm glad to hear that we made it fun and educational. Thank you so much for being on. And back over to you, Rob. It's your time to talk about the news. And then at this point, we'll actually have me in a tie. I'll be like, Rob, you're looking good today, and I'll take it over from him. But I mean, this is the way that to quote the Mandalorian, this is the way that we help each other. We rise together. We sit down. We have conversations. I appreciate the time the creators put into their work, so I want to give them as much time as we can. And I appreciate that you actually, learned something from Backer Paws. And that was a late Backer Paws we did special so you could be on it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it was Chuck and one other person. I can't think off the top of my head who was on it. But again, that was something that, I necessarily wouldn't have done before. So, and as I said, I got so much out of, I think I was only on for 15 or 20 minutes, but I got so much out of that 15 or 20 minutes. And as I said, like up until that point, I'd already done eight or nine Kickstarters, and I just really didn't understand the importance about me being in front of the camera because, no one sells your stuff like you do. And I still remember your video for Cat Mum and
Cat Dad and Super Mom, yeah.
Sorry, Cat Dad and Super Mom. And, that I don't think I've ever watched a video that moved me as much for a Kickstarter type of thing. So I was like, this time around, I wanted to get that enthusiasm and that excitement about the series into that video. So, yeah.
You did, man. You feel it. This was a video that blew me away. You brought the energy. I think the co-host Jameis even noticed the energy you brought in. He was talking about it. I don't know if he said it on air, but I know off air he had mentioned that you were one of the ones that had more energy.
Yeah, it took me a few takes. So you know how you had the pen up. I had the whole, the clap between each take, so I knew where I could cut stuff up. But
Yeah, you have little things, and this is from Meredith. If Meredith is still watching, she gave me the idea. I won't tell why she does it, but if you ever see her holding things in her hands, it's a cue. And I'll leave it at that. So now it's up to you guys to figure out what that cue is.
So it was it's been really, really good. Being locked away for so long at the moment with all this COVID stuff, it's really made me kind of think about what I could do differently. As you mentioned before about pivoting and, what are some really good ways to keep creating in this environment. And, Kickstarter's been a fantastic opportunity to do that. And, this will be my third Kickstarter for this year, and with another 2 lined up before the end of the year, which is crazy. So.
Well, I appreciate your time. I do have to get ready for the news. I have to get all the news together. And I know it's 11 o'clock. You want to go to sleep.
I do. My wife's probably lying in bed going, what the hell is he doing in there?
Well, you're done. So go spend time with the missus. And thank you so much for being on today. We're out of here.
Thank you again, Rob.
For those watching live, we'll be back on in less than 2 hours. We'll see you at the news. For everyone else who watched this pre-recorded, you missed out on being able to also read some and ask some awesome questions because it was first thing in the morning, and clearly I haven't had enough caffeine yet. I'm amazed I pulled off that interview as well as I did, considering it is like 8 in the morning when we started it. My mind does not start working until 10 a.m. That's why the news is 11, so my brain is defrosted. Thank you, Shaun. Go to sleep. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at 11 for the news.